Pengu Dancers Esports. That's the longest name we've had, I think. I've never seen. Anyways, Pingu Dancers. I spelled it wrong. I don't even care. Anyways, the point is, they're going up against Complexity here, and in a 2-game series now. Obviously, formerly known as 2-0, and even before that, Revolution. So they've been through some changes here. We have known, obviously, Squirry no longer part of the team. That's been a little bit, but it looks like even a couple of other roster changes somewhat. So cycling through and trying to figure out what works best. But the core is still there, somewhat. Wait, where's Pexu? Is Pexu not here? Wow, he's not here.
Not.
Interesting.
I think he's gone.
So he's gone for good.
I think.
Interesting.
I haven't seen him play with them.
Huh.
So he might still be on the roster. He might be kind of their sub, but as far as I know, I haven't seen him.
Yeah, I'd like to get information on that because I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's kind of this team, in the beginning, first the Squirry especially, and then Pexu was a player that really has been coming on really strong on the competitive scene and been fun to watch. So, but anyway, so we'll kind of figure that out, I'm sure, eventually. But anyway, we see the roster that they have right here, so we'll see what kind of this Pingu Dancers team now brings to the table. Well, apparently they're going to start with the deadlift here. Way to go with it. So I'm joined by Rick Roaster once again as my co-caster. But here, let's go into the picks and bans, though. Plenty of chatting going on. We got Wild Soul, Midas, Lord Salforus, and Nitro. There we go. So I think they were watching that game.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Respect ban right there.
See, it was interesting because Nitro didn't really. I mean, to say that Nitro was the reason they won that game, I don't know if you can say that. Oh my God. Oh, I love that we're seeing this because all I've heard nonstop in TMM is scrap deadlift and how overpowered, insanely stupid it is. And I know, and I know Complexity hates this with a passion. So I'm so glad that they picked it.
I'm not glad.
I can't wait for the Vorax. Towers.
No, no, Breaky. You don't want this. It's not fun to watch.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch once.
Oh.
Okay, so here we go. we see this combo. More serious note. Obviously, this is something that has been it's a public outcry to an extent. Scrap deadlift. It is a very strong combination. There is no doubt in that. Now, I have a pretty biased opinion on it in the sense that, and I actually streamed this game even, the only TMM game I've actually played against this combo, they also happen to have a Defiler even, and a Polywog I think it was. We ended up winning that game despite losing our racks, despite losing 2 sets of racks at 20 minutes into the game. Eventually, we were able to hold it off and out-carry them in the end. Now, I'm playing in 1600s. I know that's, completely different. But still, so from my experience, I feel like it's just about outlasting and eventually coming back in the end. But I know it's not easy.
Yeah. So, Complexity has 2 more picks, and they all need to be counter push. They need most likely Behemoth, and they need, gonna be kind of throw it out there, Soul Stealer. They need some sort of carry that can actually push out waves. So,
yeah. So, but yeah. So how do you? Again, I know this is a dangerous question to ask. How do you deal with it? But
Midas is #1 priority, and he's gone.
Yeah.
So,
what is it? The initial bans, was Midas an initial ban?
yeah. See, okay. So that's the thing with Complexity playing Midas so much. It's not a telltale, really, that, hey, we're going to pick this annoying combo. I mean, I dread to watch. Well, it's going to depend on where the scrap goes. Okay, so what I saw in a game that I actually played, and there's the Behemoth, was they did level 1 Kongor, and they gave Scrap instant level 5. So God. Scrap had Vorax at level 2, or at 2 minutes into the game, and there was no stopping it.
Yeah, okay, see, that's, yeah. But don't let them do level 1 Kongor, I mean, come on.
Exactly. So that's the first thing is, so they're looking at FA, which is a good choice. They're looking at, it's going to either need to be FA, Soul Stealer, maybe slither like like we just saw
Yeah.
Masatoshi do. So they need something though. They need some sort of carry that can stop this because right now it's good they have Tundra and it's good they have Andro. They have two good
Does
heroes so far.
is he considered? He wouldn't be considered a hero. I'm thinking like Corrupted Disciple and Conduit. Would that be usable
No,
against 4X? No.
doesn't work against it.
Yeah, so not that then. Hmm. Yeah, you mentioned the Forsaken. They've been right-clicking that for a while here. God, that would be something. It's like, okay, that's another one, I guess.
Kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it just needs more farm, but it's kind of the same thing. And this is gonna be interesting because I know how Complexity feels about this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that they're probably not gonna want to talk to PinE much anymore. But even no matter how this game goes, because it's just one of those things. It's just why.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, PinE has to be careful because there is a bug with Scrap. And I mean, if they accidentally, abuse the bug,
Wait,
you get in trouble for that.
bug with Scrap?
I think there's a healing bug with Scrap where his spells never stop.
Okay.
So I heard about it in TMM, and I saw it happen once, and I reported the guy, of course. But basically, his spells just don't stop, if you don't understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, his E will never stop.
No, I get the idea of that.
Yeah.
Is there a way to like activate that, or does that kind of just happen?
I think if you untoggle it, I think it'll just stop. But I think if you let it keep running, it'll just keep running.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's real, like, the E,
That's
the E,
interesting.
the heal for
Okay.
the E. So yeah, they're not going to level 1 Kong, so that cheese isn't going to exist, but I think they're going to deadlift Scrap top lane. Oh, this is even more interesting. They're putting the Tundra mid. Okay, so they're respecting the wave clear that Tundra is going to have, and they want it to get levels.
Mm-hmm.
So they're completely switching up what they normally do. This is Fuzzy Sloth on Suicide and Oscar mid. So they're prioritizing who they want the levels on.
Fuzzy Sloth playing that Suicide Behemoth here in this case. The Hellborn lineup is definitely... It's interesting how they finish that. So Scrap is the support. Okay, there's that too. Okay, but they kind of picked a little bit of like... I guess Lozdon is a very heavy team fighter as well, but Pebbles almost seems a little out of place to me. He's not really like a big team. I guess he's just like a solo initiator, and maybe they're looking for that. As far as this push and fights go, but I don't know. You get where I'm coming from? That he kind of seems a little like out of place here.
There's other heroes they could have picked.
Yeah.
I think the Filer got banned, if I'm not mistaken. So
Oh yeah.
I mean, well, the thing with this Hellborn team is sure they have this really cheesy early game, but they also have War Beast, so they have the potential to win late game, and that's kind of the big thing is they still have that small carry potential. And it's still there. So, I mean, even if this early game fails, they legit still have a chance.
They should have gone Bramble. Oh my god.
I love that hero.
They should have gone Bramble, dude. They missed out. All right, anyways.
Rambo would have fit a good spot this team.
I know. I've kind of jokingly said it, but at the same time, I'm serious. That actually would have been a pretty strong pickup here, honestly. But, anyways, they got the Pebble, so we'll see how they fare with that. But yeah, again, no doubt, everyone's attention's going to be on this Scrap deadlift here, and as soon as Lodestone, he is in a little bit of an interesting tight spot here. He's kind of trying to harass Logie from getting the jungle farm over here. He's going to have to obviously rock drill away in the end before dying there, but trying to make it a little more difficult on the pole. So interesting start to the bottom lane down here. But yeah, as soon as Scrap hits level 6, it's 4X time, right? Like, does he pretty much spawn it right away?
Basically, you're gonna see them, the deadlift meet up with the Scrap. Most likely it'll be top lane because of it being against the Behemoth. And you're just gonna see them probably just start running as 4 heroes. I mean, this is where I think the fault in the lineup is they didn't give Scrap solo XP. If you give Scrap solo XP, he can get it by 4.5, 5 minutes. And I mean, that's before really any items are gonna be picked up.
See, that's why I was a little curious to see it as a support. Because, yeah, exactly as they're pointing out, he's going to be somewhat under-leveled. Now, I know, yeah, again, just level 6 is the important thing, sure, but getting there as fast as possible, you'd think is pretty important with this lineup. And now, I guess they're not necessarily like 100% all in. Having a War Beast gives them a little bit of a backup plan. But at the same time, I don't know either, because especially if he builds for this push, like the Abyssal Skull, and I guess he could go into like a puzzle box or something like that. That'll be interesting to see what he goes for next, actually, after the Abyssal Skull, depending on where the game's at, I guess. For,
Yeah, I mean, you have to remember, the other part with War Beast is when Deadlift uses his W, it's going to control the War Beast dogs as well. So, I mean, that it was kind of... I think they wanted a minion-esque lineup, and they just happened to really only get War Beast.
Okay.
So, in reality, yeah, it's going to control the War Beast dogs, make them attack a lot faster. They already do a lot of damage. So, and the Abyssal helps with the push, because it's all melee creeps.
And yeah, Battlecry, I assume, also affects Vorax. I don't see why
Yep.
not. So, that's obviously definitely a good pick there for that purpose, too. But yeah, no, it's safe to say that if you are Pingu Dancer? God, I hate this team name. Anyways, this team over here on the Hellborn side, then you want to win this, earlier on in the game. You don't want to have to try to rely on, okay, at least we have a backup. So that's good. It's like the 15, by the 20-minute mark, I think we're going to have a very, very, very good idea of where this game is at.
This game will either, at 20 minutes, there either needs to be 2 Raxes down, or the game is, I'm going to say, is over.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with that. If there's 2 Raxes down, I'm going to say... Well, I'm not sure how in the world that happens.
I'm not. And the funny thing is, obviously that was pretty poor camera on my part. I apologize. But again, I was literally on it, and I'm like, oh, he's not dying. That's fine. I go to another lane, and a second later, he ends up getting bloodlusted. So, yeah, I don't know how he got
His
caught.
rocket drill was on cooldown.
He just used it. He was trying to rocket drill away, and I think he got stunned in animation or something.
It's just awkward to be that low HP. I don't know. Whatever it is, he's dead. First blood to Formless.
It's like, but stuff like that, though, it's like not like the end of the world if you're the Hellborn team. I mean, yes, you don't want to be giving up bloodlust kills, but again, that doesn't really change any game plan or momentum necessarily. If you're suicide down like that, so I guess it does help Oogie a little bit more to get bigger and better here, but we're on that clock. That's where we're at. Okay, how's Deadlift doing top lane, by the way? Oh, Tower's almost dead. No one's surprised.
Well, it's 1 down.
Yeah,
1 down and 2 to go in that lane. I mean, yeah, you're seeing it right here. Scrap is almost level 5, so it's coming along.
Now,
It's actually going to go... What were you saying?
well, I was going to bring up Deadlift here. What do you think about him only getting 1 into Onslaught here? He's actually maxing out Death Grip still. He's going to use it right here on a Behemoth.
Good deny.
I'm going to chase him down. Oh, yeah, he did deny that, didn't he? Wow, very well played. And actually, they're going for a turn kill. Deadlift may fall. He's going to go down. That's a big kill if you're this Legion side. As now Warbeast also, he's in a horrible spot. He's trying to chase down this Behemoth. Ain't going to happen. He has to cut through the trees and try to get away.
He might die. Andrew has another stun.
It's like just out of range. There's the fissure. There's the comet. And
Oh,
Scrap is going to save. Never mind. Tundra comes in to secure it. That was close. But now Tundra might be in some trouble, too. Oh, my God. What a dodge from Oscar. He somehow managed to get away initially, but it's all for naught. Hell of an effort, but he will go down in the end. So, yeah. I mean, there were some good kills, though, for Complexity there, definitely. Slow it a little bit.
And positive number 1 is they denied a tower. So at least, got rid of some potential gold they all would have had. So, I mean, there's that positive. And now Behemoth's level 6. So the counter push is there for this Legion team. I like how they drafted it. As soon as they saw it, they knew what they needed, and they took the Behemoth Oogie. So they definitely have the chance to stop this onslaught that these 2 heroes are going to do.
So I want to go back. Now you mentioned that. Yeah, what about he's not leveling it out. I don't know if that's normal or if you just only get 1 anyways. But
I think typically you get 1 anyways. For this strat, I would have maybe liked to see him at least put the extra point in it, because it does still give attack speed if you put 1 more point into it. So
I think the cooldown reduction too is like pretty big actually. Want to use that as much as possible. So yeah, I don't know. It just feels weird to me. Yeah, Death Grip's not really like, they're not looking at gank. Like that's what we usually saw with Deadlift for sure, but not with this lineup. That just doesn't scream that to me. But I don't know. I might be wrong on that. that idea. Okay, level 6 scrap. Did he use it? Yeah. Here he comes middle. So, it's begun. Vorax has been spawned.
Yep. And here comes the fun train. So,
Deadlift's at top.
yeah, but this is also a problem. Sure, they killed him top. Now they have no Behemoth or Andro to stop this. So they're easily going to lose this tower, for sure.
See, if you're complexity, though, you're fine with that, right? Like, you're gonna lose towers.
Yeah, exactly. So losing the first 2 isn't that big of a deal. But he's not even healing Vorax right now.
Oh my god, yeah, he wasn't doing that.
Now he is.
There we go. I'm surprised he's waiting so long, not buffing it up either. Anyways, we do see Pebbles. This is going to be jump the elemental point. He catches both, actually. And Pebbles, he is going to go down. Scrap will fall. And now Vorax, Complexity's held this. They held this very easily, but oh, that's a big Shadow Storm lining up. Oogie will get away. Tempest got hit, though, and he ends up going down. But now Oogie, so many morsels on the ground, man. Distraction. Now Oogie's trying to fall back too before Lowstone can chase him down. So I guess the tower is still vulnerable here, but Complexity definitely holding a lot more than he would have expected.
You know. Still more going on.
Apparently we're not done just yet. Behemoth, he's going to get stunned on right there. He had the fissure already used. He is going to eventually fall, though. Here comes Scrap and Pebbles coming back in. They get Tundras, who's porting in. That's a bad play for Oscar, and yep, he is going to get picked off. So, gotta get it. Okay, now changing it to as a great initial hold by Complexity, but the end story is still going to be the same. Vorax or not, they do get the tower killed. But I do think there is something to this still, because Complexity did kill Vorax, obviously, and it took a lot longer to kill the tower. And that's what you need to do. I mean, stopping momentum, especially Vorax, is important here, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they're going to keep pushing. Vorax isn't up for a little while, so they have a little bit of time here to actually defend this. But I mean, this is what should have happened when they originally summoned the Vorax. They needed to be 5 heroes on top of the Vorax, and they weren't. But now they're all 5 here. This is going to be a huge fight.
Yeah, it's a cluster once again. Pebbles gets swapped in offensively. Lowstone after the side's not going in. Look at that healer from Scrap. It's actually healing quite a bit, but Pebbles, not enough on him. He will go down, and now the rest have to fall back. He's going to throw that boomerang, open to slow them. The mousetrap coming out even is going to stun Oogie down a little bit. Lowstone continuing the slow. Oh, the fissure just on the wrong side, but no, the snipe and the piercing shards to kill Scrap at least. So Vorax will be ready to go once he's up here, as we do see the cooldown already ready. But
I'm going to go out on the limb here and say this game's over. And the reason I'm saying that is because they've done nothing in 10 minutes. So in reality, you're not really going to see the power of what this could do if done properly. But
well, yes,
also
and no,
credit
right?
to also to credit to Complexity here. They built to face it. There's going to be another fight.
Yeah, and again, this Andromeda, she is going to survive some way, somehow. Shockwave comes out, and look at this. Andromeda's actually kiting Lodestone away. She does eventually go down, but obviously Lodestone falls after as well. Warbeast and Deadlift are both, they're having to fall back right here. But now here comes Vorax. Like, you do see Complexity kind of retreating from this middle fight currently, but man, already 15 hero kills, 7.5 minutes in. I guess you would expect this with this kind of game, and they're just going to keep Vorax at bay here. What would happen if Behemoth actually blocks the lane, actually? I guess he would just go around.
I'm not sure what it would
just
do.
Stand there, yeah.
He might just stand there. In all honesty, he might just stand there.
Yeah, I don't think oh, look at this, though. Yeah, Vorax is dead.
Exactly. This is over. And it sucks to say that because you didn't really see it, but trust me, this combo is way more overpowered than it looks right now. This is not. This was. I want to say that Hellborn did misplay the first Vorax because they were not all 5 there.
They did, yeah.
And that was kind of the first mistake. But huge credit to Complexity for final picking those 2 heroes and being able to defend like they have.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's kind of that mix, because I do agree with you. I mean, no doubt. PinE, Dancers, Esports, they did not play at the most part, but yeah, Deadlift not being there especially, him getting picked off in the top lane, and just as a team they weren't there. So Lodestone is going to find a good jump, but unfortunately just not enough. Oogie's running away, Warbeast in that ultimate form, trying to keep the chase going actually. Mousetrap does connect here as well, Scrap throwing out the heal, trying to keep his teammates alive, but now Warbeast, he has to turn, but look at Behemoth, lands a fissure, gets Warbeast, Scrap's also in trouble now. And he too will fall. Hat trick for Oscar, actually. of all heroes here. But yeah, you could just feel it now. PinE is just. They know. I mean, again, you lost some momentum. We said it was going to be by the 20-minute mark. We know absolutely. Hell, this game could be over at 15 at this rate. If you're Finger Dancer Esports, I mean, they know that they had some chances. It's not worked, and whether it's credit to Complexity or just fault to them, it should be a victory for Complexity here in Game 1.
Yeah.
They're coming back now, so. But yeah, I know a lot of people could use this game and be like, see, it's not as strong as we thought it was, but.
Yeah, no, it's strong. I've lost to it enough at this point to understand how strong it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is also a little bit different because it is a team environment.
Yes, that is a big difference.
Yeah, so that's the first thing that you look at is maybe a little bit different, but even then, the combo could still be very strong if done right with the right heroes.
Well, see, so this is going to bring up the question now, because, again, how popular and how cancerous you could say it is in the TMM scene. It was bound to be tried in the competitive scene, right? And, you know, here we see it right off the bat, in fact, of our second series now. Even with this performance, we're going to see it more. I mean, it's just going to happen. But it will be interesting to see how that translates, because, you know, as we know, there's plenty of heroes, just strategies in general, that work very well in TMM, but not so much in competitive. And a lot of that comes back to, you know, the teamwork is the biggest thing. You know, obviously you have teams that are just all on point, you know, with synergy in one another and knowing how to react and adjust and move, and definitely Complexity up there with the best of them. So.
Oh, this is going to be a huge shockwave.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Look at his chops.
He's waiting for it.
Here we go, this next creep wave. Warbeast is dead if he goes in right. Oh my god,
oh so my god. Please, ulti. Please, just do it.
You know, he's level 10. He wants to be level 11, I'm sure, but... Oh my god.
Oh, you could have just ultied that. That would have been one of the biggest shockwaves I've ever seen.
That was pretty big chance. I mean, he still has chance here. He's going to flank now. Hey,
he's going.
There we go. There's the jump. There we go. It hits all three. It lags the game. Oh, yeah. That was definitely the biggest shockwave I think we've ever seen. That was so many minions right there and just everyone on top. Oh, that was beautiful. And this is where, not 15 minutes yet, so you can't concede, but you might as well throw in the towel if you're fine here.
You just think if he actually was level 11 for that, how much more damage that would have been.
Yeah, that was only level 1, that's true.
Wow, that was I think that was the biggest shockwave in terms of minions I've ever seen before.
Oh yeah, no, I got the replay right here. I mean, that was 2 big creep waves right there. You got Vorax, you got the Hellhounds, you got like it was at least 3 heroes, deadlifts, minions. Yeah, that's true. That was large. Yeah, and my game even lagged. You could tell like the frames were lagging a little bit. It's like, yeah, that's what Shockwave will do in that case.
That was fun to watch. So I mean, yeah, this was more credit to Complexity than I'm gonna give to PinE for not doing it as well as they could have.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I mean, definitely Complexity knew what they wanted to do to stop it and did it perfectly, in all honesty. And I really like that they put Fuzzy Sloth top lane and they put Oscar mid, because they knew what they more importantly needed the levels on at that urgent, you know, the first original push.
That's a good point, yeah. And they made it happen, so I gotta say I'm a little surprised. I mean, maybe they're just talking this over as far as like what they want to maybe do for next game and stuff, but PinE, like, there's no reason for them to stick in this game. they should know this is.
Yeah, there's.
Like, you can't commit to that all-in strategy, have it fail completely ultimately, and think you still have a chance. It's just not going to happen. So Complexity is going to even get a couple more kills here. That Scrap is also in trouble. Lodestone, oh, he might catch Behemoth. It's not enough for the kill, though, and now he's dead. As well. Warbeast is like, well, now it's my turn, my Abyssal Skull and Boots. Take care of this.
That's what they think about the Abyssal Skull and Boots.
Yeah. Now it should be over.
Am I watching a TMM game? I don't know if I'm watching competitive anymore.
No, they're talking it over, I'm sure, kind of thinking about the second game. So we do see GG's coming out now. And the PC vote not going through just yet, so still waiting for that. There we go. People are like leaving the game on both sides.
Everyone's like, screw this, I want out.
Well, that would be awkward. Okay, but it is over. And yeah, I mean, what else is there to say other than it's just it was a mixture, but yeah, I think you got to be a little more positive with this. I think especially in the first series too, we're talking a lot about, you know, LGT and their mistakes and everything, but I mean, Complexity is playing great today. They definitely are, and that was another case of that right there. in that first game. Fuzzy Sloth, look at that, 7-1 in 16 in 16 minutes. That's impressive. 8-1
Yeah,
14
I
on
mean,
Oogie.
8-0-14. I mean, they just did everything right that they could possibly do, and just huge credit to them. Just very well played to stop this quote unquote cancer lineup.
Yeah. And it's not going to be the last time we see it, though. Like I
No.
said, I mean, teams are going to try it again because it has a high potential to get you a victory. It seems like, in that cheese sense. So, and teams, hey, you want to get victories.